Hi, welcome to Career Guidance Q&A Part 2. In this video, we are going to discuss the questions that you had sent in as comments in Q&A session Part 1. Let's right away get on to the questions. The first question is from Albert Brito. And Albert Brito is asking me to explain about the integrated program in BTech and MBA. Let's discuss what integrated courses means. As the word implies, integrated courses are a combination of 2-degree programs. It can either be an undergraduation plus post-graduation or a post-graduation plus higher studies. Now, when you are integrating a BTech with an MBA, that means you are integrating an undergraduation program with a post-graduation program. One thing that's good about any integration program is that you will be able to save 1 year in most of the cases. Means, if you are taking BTech and MBA separately, it is BTech 4 years plus MBA 2 years, that makes it 6 years, right? But if you are taking an integrated program in BTech and MBA, you will be able to complete the entire program in 5 years. That means you are saving 1 year. But there are advantages and disadvantages. The advantages would be one, of course, you are saving 1 year. That's a great advantage. The second thing, in most cases, when you take an admission for MBA, there would be an entrance examination, and most of the entrance exams, as you know, are very much complicated. So, all these problems will not be there if you are taking up an integrated program. So, that's good about it. Now, when you are thinking about the disadvantages, right after grade 12, you are getting onto an integrated program. So, when you start doing the course, if you feel that it's not BTech plus MBA, I want to pursue my MTech, then you will find it a little difficult. Because you have already taken an integrated program, that means you won't be able to say that, yes, it's 4 years, I want my BTech certificate now. It does not happen like that because it's a combined program. Most of the universities will not allow you to miss the course in between and then give you an undergraduation certificate. So that's something which you have to check before joining an integrated program. So there, if you have a thinking of changing the program, then you will find it difficult, or else it's good. So right after 12th, if you're thinking that, yes, I want a technical know-how base, plus I'm going to enter into a management stream, go ahead, Albert, it's good. Then comes Jeanette Dominic. Jeanette is asking me about the courses in the field of drawing and painting, other than NID and BArch. Okay, so BArch, as you know, is Bachelor's in Architecture, and when you go to NID, there are different types of like designing programs. Apart from these two programs, if you are interested in drawing and painting, BFA is another course that you can think of. BFA is Bachelor's in Fine Arts. When you take up a Bachelor's in Fine Arts program, as you know, like you're studying visual and performing arts, right? So it has got photography, it has got drawing, painting, so many things comes inside a fine arts program. So if you're really interested in drawing and painting, this is something which you can look into. Then Akash Suresh. Akash is asking me about becoming a doctor in Indian Army. Oh, good, Akash. One thing is you can think about AFMC. AFMC is Armed Force Medical College. You can get an admission in AFMC right after your grade 12. So you can write your NEET examination. There is no separate entrance examination for getting into AFMC. So write your NEET exam and then get into AFMC. That's one option. Then right away into as a doctor in Indian Army. Or else, every year for the MBBS graduates, there is an examination which has been conducted by it's not an examination, it's sort of an interview. You need to apply first and then they have to select you to call you for an interview. And from there, you will be able to become a doctor in Indian Army. That's also another way. Then, Victor George. Victor George and Vinci Verghese, both of them has asked me about becoming a physiotherapist. Physiotherapist, if you want to become a physiotherapist, you need to pursue a course which is called BPT. BPT is Bachelor's in Physiotherapy. Now, what does a physiotherapist do? Physiotherapist is that person who works on the physical movements of your body parts. So, if you have some problem in your movement, you've got a movement restriction, you actually go and meet a physiotherapist, and those are the people who help you to get rid of this movement restriction. It can be in any part of your body. After completing your physiotherapy, there is a master course which is called MPT, Masters in Physiotherapy. And do you know that you can even specialize in different subjects in MPT, like you can become a gynec physiotherapist. So there are so many specialization. And after becoming a physiotherapist, you can either work in a clinic or a hospital, or you can start up something on your own and become a physiotherapist. So there are like so many options if you're really interested in becoming a physiotherapist, if you have a passion for doing that, because it's a service industry, right? So if you have an affiliation towards all these things, yes, go ahead. Then Lakshmi Nandana is asking me about forensic psychology. Okay, forensic psychology is some subject like which so many people ask me about. Forensic psychology, criminology, forensic science, so many things as such. Here it is particularly forensic psychology. Now Lakshmi Nandana, there is no course in India which is called BSc in forensic psychology. Fine. You can take up a psychology program and further specialize in forensic psychology. There are so many advanced diploma courses that are available in forensic psychology, and even certification courses are available. But I will not suggest you to take those courses right after your grade 12 and like go ahead with this. Get a very good base of psychology. When I say get a very good base of psychology, that means you have to go for your BSc psychology, better go for your masters also. Then you can do research in all these things, and yourself, you can make yourself as a forensic psychologist. Okay. Then Sreerag is asking me, okay, is it easy to get a job in Europe by doing post-graduation in their country? Okay. I've got many similar questions like this, because people normally think that if you are doing some studies in a foreign country, that means you will be able to get a job there very easily. But Sreerag, it's not like that. Earlier, there was something like in many countries, when you do a course there, you used to get a permit to stay back in that country for say 1 year, 2 years and things like that. But most of the countries nowadays, these things are lifted. You don't have an option to stay back. Immediately after you complete the course, you have to come back. But since you have gone to their country and done some studies there, while you're doing your studies, you will be able to search for job. And maybe like in most of the countries, you have a part-time job option. Unlike in our country, wherein like it's very much strict and then you have to go to college regularly, the timings are very different. So you find it very difficult to go for a job even though you have permission to all these things. But when you go to foreign countries, you have options for all these things. So while you study itself, like maybe you would be doing a part-time job, and that will help you to further find a job and stay back in the country. So compared to a person who have never visited that country or never done studies in that country, your chances are higher. That does not mean that like you will get a job just like that if you do a post-graduation in some country. Okay. Then Nasira is asking me, Nasira and Ashwin, both of them have asked me about the difference between Indian CMA and the CMA in US. Okay. There is CMA program of India as well as CMA program of US. I would say that the program of US will give you a more global acceptance. That does not mean that the CMA in India has got lesser value or like it's not that good, nothing like that. The CMA in India, I would say the exam is far tougher compared to the exam of CMA US. So thinking from the examination point of view, I have seen a lot of children taking up the US program CMA. But that should not be the only thing that you should be taking into consideration. The major thing is that the global acceptance or the subjects that you learn in the CMA in US gives you a more knowledge about how to deal with the international things, wherein like when you do CMA India, it's more about the rules, regulations and things in India. Of course, you study a lot about like what happens in other places too. But the other one gives you more opportunities. That's it. Alvin Stephen John, how can I book a career planning session with you? Alvin John, in the description box of all my videos, I've given my contacts. You can get connected with me. The most easiest way would be WhatsApp. I'm currently located in Dubai, but that does not mean that you will not be able to connect with me even if you are staying in some other country. It's like you can connect with me, book a session. We have different packages available for career planning, career guidance, career aptitude test, and so many things as such. So you can speak with the concerned team, book a session, and have a proper career planning. Okay, so I know that like you will have more doubts. So please send in your questions as comments to this video. And these comments I'll read out and then discuss in the next session. That would be Career Guidance Q&A Part 3. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.